Good afternoon, and welcome to...
Got my phone?
I don't think so. Good afternoon, and welcome to day 2 of the Solheim Cup press conferences. I'm joined by England's Reid and Ireland's Maguire. Welcome to the room. As usual on Zoom, if you have any questions later, put your hands up and we'll ask you to unmute yourself. And in the room, please use the microphones available. So Mel, last time out in Glen Eagles, you were a vice captain. This time you're back in the team. What does it feel like to be back playing at the Solheim Cup?
It's nicer than giving out water bottles and bananas to most of the players. So, but you know what? I was... being an assistant captain or a vice captain, I think that it gave me a different perspective of the Solheim Cup, which I think is what I needed. And it made me realise that I really didn't want to be apart from this team again. So obviously a huge honour being asked to play that role, but I'm definitely happy that I'm now playing. I'm teeing it up inside the ropes instead. So I think we've got a fantastic team. I think it's the strongest team we've had in years. So yeah, I'm honestly very, very excited for the week, and all the girls are just great girls. So it's just, as usual, one of my favourite weeks of the year every 2 years. And
is there anything that you learned as an assistant captain back in 2019 that you're bringing through to this year?
I think, honestly, a little bit about communication. I think that's vital. I think some players are kind of scared to say something in case they got left out, like in the team. But communication is huge. So yeah, the more that you communicate with the captains, I think that they then get a better idea of pairings, how you're feeling, and you just got to be completely honest, and I think that's important. I feel like, especially for the rookies, like they do have to speak up and say, feel comfortable in speaking up and saying if something doesn't feel right, or, if they really love this. And that's probably one of the things I took away from playing that role, aside from definitely from being a player.
And earlier in the week, you spoke about more of a leadership role this week. Have you spoken to rookies such as Leona, Matilda, Nana, and Sophia?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Obviously, I played with Leona today, fantastic player. Haven't honestly spent much time with Leona. You know what tour life is like. If you don't get paired with them, you can kind of miss people. But, I've obviously been keeping an eye on Leona, because she's had a fantastic amateur career. She's obviously progressed and naturally progressed, as we all expected, into, LPGA and played some fantastic golf this year. And, honestly, it was really nice playing with her today, getting to know her a little bit better. And she's a great girl. She's just a great girl, great player. Matilda, again, a fantastic girl, fantastic player. I really know Sophia pretty well anyway. Nana, I know quite well anyway as well. So, yeah, honestly, I think the rookies, they're fearless. They're not like rookies were when I first started playing Solheim Cups, that were just playing on the LET. So, not discrediting that at all, but they're playing against the American girls week in, week out, and they're just not scared, and that's exactly what you want in a rookie.
Yeah. Leona, what's your week been like in Team Europe colours? What's the whole experience been like so far?
Yeah, it's been amazing. This is something I've looked forward to for a long time, and got a little glimpse of it when I played the junior Solheims, and really cool to be part of the big team now, I guess. And I think there'll be a lot of good memories after this week, and hopefully some of them will be on the golf course, but I think a lot of them will be off the golf course too.
And what does it mean for you to be the first Irish woman to be playing the Solheim Cup for Europe?
Yeah, it's obviously a huge honour. I think it's something I'll probably not dwell on too much right now. I'll look back maybe in 20, 30 years when I'm done playing and realise how special it was, and hopefully it inspires more young girls in Ireland to take up the game, realise that if they believe in themselves and work hard, that anything is possible, and hopefully we'll have many, many more Irish girls on the team in the future.
And how have you found the course this week, both of you? Obviously you've been out playing on your practice rounds.
I think it's a great golf course. Obviously Donald Ross knows what he's doing. It's played a little different every day depending on the wind, and it's firming up, which is going to make things interesting. And you're just going to have to hit really good quality golf shots, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of 3-woods, a lot of 5-woods. I think you're going to see girls playing on different fairways, if I'm completely honest. I don't think they're going to put internal out of bounds. So I think you're going to be seeing completely different angles from a lot of players, especially the longer hitters. It's easier for kind of, I'm in the lowest section of that, but it's easier for heads to hit other fairways and have better angles in than hitting 3-wood and 5-wood everywhere. So I think that's going to be a little bit different for people to see. I don't know how that's going to go during the singles with 12 groups out there, but I also think that the greens are firming up. It was windy yesterday. I don't think we're going to get that wind in the next few days, but the greens are certainly firming up. They're real slopey, very, very slopey. If you're the wrong side of the hole, I think, you're going to struggle to kind of keep it, within, as we say in England, a dustbin lid. So, it's just about positioning yourself properly off the tee. Once you do that, you really do need to position yourself on your approach shot. So it's a really good test, and it's in incredible shape. I mean, I'm really impressed with the way that it's shaping up.
And the first and 10th tee being on the same tee box, what have you both found of that when you've been out there on the practice rounds?
What's up, Charles? Hey. I think it's awesome. I think to have two atmospheres like that. I think, I was kind of saying this to Leona on when we were teeing off today. I said, you're not going to experience anything like it. And especially this year obviously we're not going to have as many supporters from Europe with the whole protocols and everything. So it's going to be even louder, I think, with Americans, which, we do kind of have to block out a little bit. But to have a grandstand that big, it's not only going to be full, it's going to be absolutely jam-packed. And so to have that kind of twice during the round, I think is going to be an incredible experience. And yeah, I'm just excited to kind of see what it feels like on Saturday morning.
We're also joined by England's Charlie Hull. Charlie, how have you found the week, and how have your practice rounds gone over the past couple of days?
Yeah, really good. I like the golf course. It's the first time I see it yesterday. I didn't play in the tournament here last year, but no, it's real good, and the golf course is in great condition, and I feel like we've got a good team this year. Everyone gets on, and it's really nice.
Thank you. We'll open it up for questions. We'll start with Steve in the room.
Mel, when we spoke on Monday, you said the first thing you were going to do was kind of go and embrace Leona and Matilda and kind of bring them in as part of the team. How has that worked out, and how did they receive that?
I don't know. She's right here. I actually gave her a nickname today, so I said she's officially part of the team. Now I've given her a nickname. But listen, I'm also I don't want to encroach on their space as well. I understand it's quite overwhelming to start with, but I feel like people say I'm intimidating. I'm completely opposite. I think I'm soft as butter, but I don't know, maybe someone else will have a different opinion. But, if they want advice, like me and Leonie were just talking on the range this morning. Matilda, I've actually played with yesterday, got a little bit of time with her. You're trying to integrate a dinner. Honestly, you're just trying to make the rookies feel as part of the team as quickly as possible. I think that our biggest asset, especially this year, there always is a strong American team. The only way we're going to win this thing, especially with the amount of fans that are going to be cheering USA, is if we become a unit. And I think that's very important from the set off. I think that's something that, Katrina has kind of drilled into our heads from the start. And as quickly as we get, accumulated, I guess, with everybody, then, the more chance we have to win. And I'm really pleased with the way it's been going in the team room. I feel like, as Charlie just said, everybody's getting on. It's a great team. It's the strongest one we've had. And so, I really think by Saturday we're definitely going to be ready.
So, Leona, is she intimidating, or is she just as soft as a teddy bear?
No, she's been great. Like she said, I didn't really know her that well going into this week. Obviously grew up watching her on TV and all that, and seeing her heroics over the Solheim Cups in the past. So, it's cool to get a little insight into how she does things. And like she said, had a little chat this morning and played 9 holes, which was fun. And maybe we'll have a few ping pong matches or games of pool before the week's over as well.
And Charlie, you were part of the team that won this event on U.S. soil the last time in Colorado. How are you different now than you were then?
I don't know, really. Just a bit more older, and I wouldn't say wiser.
You've got longer eyelashes and longer hair. I think you're wiser.
Yeah, I think I actually am wiser. I just, I don't know, I feel like a lot more confident now. But back then, as my first Solheim Cup, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I found it was almost easier in a way because I didn't feel the pressure. But I'm actually looking forward to this year to not having as many Europe fans because I actually quite like being the underdog coming into the event, and I enjoy that. I kind of bounce off that more.
Thanks, Steve. Bethan?
Yeah, Charlie, looking back to 2013, what was it about that team you think that enabled you to have such great success on American soil?
I think everyone got on that year really well. I don't know. I think everyone was playing well as well. It just clicked for us that week. But yeah, again, like this week as well, I just feel like everyone gets on, and this probably is one of the most like enjoyable teams that I've played in. And yeah, I like everyone on it. I think it's great.
And then this one's for all of you. I'm wondering who's with you from your family given the pandemic, and who would have been here if things were different or normal?
Yeah, my dad would have been here, my mum, my sisters, my best mate James. They'd have all been here, but obviously it's unfortunate with the COVID, so they'll be sat at home watching it. But it's just a shame because obviously I like my dad being here at Solheim Cups. Because when we won in 2013, I actually won my first ever point on his birthday, so it's always nice to have him at Solheim.
And can you two answer that as well, please?
Yeah, I mean, my sister Lisa's here, so it's obviously fun having her here, and there's already been a bit of confusion, people mixing us up, but yeah, she's here. Obviously, the rest of my family aren't here. Mom and Dad and my brother probably would have come over, my coach would have come over, and probably a lot of Irish people as well. But I know I'll have a lot of support cheering on from home, so would have been nice if they're here. Maybe a few Irish Americans from Chicago and New York and that will make the trip down. So I was chatting to the Irish ambassador last week. He said he was gonna try and make an appearance, so we'll see.
I don't even think my dad knows I'm playing Solheim Cup this week, so yeah, he probably wouldn't have come. No, I'm joking, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think some of my family might have shown up, but yeah, I've got like 20 of my mates coming. You know, a lot of our friends from Jupiter when we lived down there's like 20 of them. And then I think Carly's got most of her family coming, so I'm making them wear yellow and blue this week. There's no American chance from them this week. I've told them they're coming to our side for that this week. So yeah, we're going to have a few rowdy fans, I think.
Thank you.
Martin Dempster, would you like to unmute yourself?
Thank you. Hi, Mel. Can I take you back to Gleneagles as your role as assistant captain, and can you talk about the qualities Katrina showed as a captain on that occasion? And was there anything that surprised you about Katrina that week?
Katrina's so laid back. I think one of her biggest assets is she lets the players do what they want. I think we've had captains in the past that have tried to do what they want, like the captain does things, and so they make the players do that. I think that's a big no-no as a captain. I think that's why Katrina's so good. Like, hey, you guys want to play 18? Play 18. You want to play 9? Play 9. You want to play 12? Play 12. Like, she knows that we all know how to prepare. Obviously, I just think she does it so well in creating a team, but allowing the players to be individual at the same time and prepare how they would normally prepare. And obviously, she's a very approachable lady. Like, she's just one of the nicest. She's, you know, surprisingly funny for a Scottish. But yeah, she's just a fantastic captain. Honestly, she's by far the best captain that, you know, I've ever been part of as a team, and was just hugely impressed with Gleneagles. And I texted her straight after saying, you know, I want to play, you know, as you as a captain. I want to be a player as you as a captain, with you as a captain. And you know, I tried my hardest to get in this team, and luckily I did. And she's just honestly a huge honour to play under. She's just a fantastic woman, a fantastic career, and a fantastic Solheim Cup captain.
Yeah. Charlie, you've played alongside Katrina, and now she's your captain. What impresses you about Katrina?
Yeah, I think this is my 5th Solheim Cup, and as I say, she's probably my favourite captain because she's just so relaxed. She's got good banter. She has, isn't she? She's a good woman. I like her. She's cool.
Thank you very much. Good luck this week.
Thanks.
Thanks, Martin. Brian Keogh, if you unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Just one for Leona, unsurprisingly. Leona, what nickname have you been given then this week? Can you reveal that? And what do you think you and the team think is going to be the key to being the second European team to win on US soil?
The nickname is Mags for now. I don't
With
know
a Z.
I don't know if it's set in stone, but that's what we're going with for now. In terms of what we need to do, I think we just need to play for each other. I think we've got a lot of great players, obviously a lot of people in really good form. Hopefully we can build off the momentum from the British Open. But yeah, I mean, everybody's getting along so well, and just getting the most out of each other, and really rooting for each other and cheering each other on. We're going to have to be each other's #1 fans this week, especially with not as many crowds in our favour, and just embracing that and everything that goes with it. So really looking forward to it. I think it's a great team. It's a really strong team, and everybody's getting along really well.
Just as a follow-up, what have you learned over the years from your team play that can help you this week? Is this a very different kettle of fish to, playing Curtis Cup at 15 years of age, or collegiate golf in America for the first time? Is there something from that can stand to you this week?
Yeah, I mean, you try and pick up as much as you can from every different event you play. Obviously, the first Curtis Cup I played was on American soil, and that was my first experience of that sort of hostile crowd and the USA chants. As a 15-year-old, I probably wasn't that well equipped to deal with it, but got more comfortable the next two I played. And yeah, I mean, you just have to try and stay in your own little bubble. And I have a lot of great teammates that can support me this week and pick their brains. Obviously, our assistant captains have some incredible experience as well, as has Beanie, and really fortunate to have them alongside us this week, helping us in any way that they can.
Just finally, has your role been defined already? Do you already know how many matches you're going to play, or is that all still up in the air?
Top secret, Brian. You're always digging a little bit. No, I mean, it is what it is. I'll do whatever Beanie wants me to do, whatever role she wants me to play, as will everybody on this team. I think there's not very many egos on this team, which is really nice and really important, and everyone just wants to do what's best for the team, and whatever it's going to take to bring that cup back the right side of the Atlantic.
Thank you. Best luck.
Thanks, Brian. Back to the room with Amy Rogers.
Leona, what are you most anxious or nervous about in this First Solheim Cup Experience, and what are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about the first tee, so there's definitely going to be some butterflies, I'm sure. Try and embrace it as much as I can, the adrenaline and everything that goes with it, and it's just going to be a really cool experience. It's going to be like nothing else I've ever played before, I'm sure. And yeah, just excited to get going. I think there's been a lot of build-up. We've had a lot of practice days already, more practice days than tournament days, which is a little weird. So just really looking forward to getting started now almost. And getting out there and competing. I love match play, so yeah, just excited to get going.
Mel and Charlie, the team has played well over in Europe. What do you think has been the biggest challenge that's kept Team Europe from winning more over here on American soil?
I don't know. I've played once won over here and once lost. So I just think that year I don't know, what year did we lose over here?
Des Moines.
I can't remember. I don't know. I just think you got to play better than them, and that year we didn't. But again, as I said, I feel like the whole team gels and everyone's playing quite well. Obviously, Anna won a few weeks ago at the British Open, so that gives a lot of momentum to the team. And yeah, I think we've got a good chance this year.
Yeah, and I also think the rookies this year, like I kind of said before, like, they've played on the LPGA. They've won on the LPGA. They've played, fantastic golf in the LPGA against these American girls. I think in previous years, like, just the way the system is, we've not really had that with some of the rookies. So yeah, I mean, this is, we keep going back to this. This is by far the strongest team I really do think we've had. Like, if I was to write 12 players, this was the 12 players I would have picked. So, yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to play great. We know that. We have to play better if we're going to win. That's all it is to it. It's whoever plays better. And but I do truly believe. You have to believe that you can do it. Like I said, we've just got a great foundation for it. We're really united as a team. So yeah, I mean, I don't see. We're just going to have to see what it is like over the weekend. But there's no reason why we cannot take this cup back our side again.
With not as many fans expected for the European side, what impact do you think that'll have on the team, or what influence has that had in years past, just having those fans?
I mean, you guys are loud. I mean, that's what we want, honestly. Like, obviously, it's going to be very American-dominated. We understand that. You know, the golf ball can't hear anything. You know, that's kind of a message that, you know, Ali Nick came into the team last night and kind of said that to a few of us, and she's 100% right. You know, the way we're going to quieten the fan down is by holding more putts, hitting shots closer. That's the only way we're going to quieten this you know, the spectators down is by doing that. You know, I truly believe the spectators will be extremely respectful. But they're going to be loud, and the only way we can quieten them down is to play a little bit better golf. You know, and we are going to have some support out here. It's not going to be 100% American, so, you know, we're going to make sure we find those European fans somewhere in the crowd, and, you know, give them a little bit of a look. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to, hopefully, it's going to be a great showcase of women's golf. I really do believe it's one of the best sporting events to be taking place, and, you know, just really, really proud to be part of it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic showcase, honestly.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. This side.
Hi guys. Will Graves with the Associated Press. Mel, you mentioned in 2019, you know, being a vice captain, it's rare for them to come back and play. Did you feel your game was close back then? And did you understand why you weren't on the team? Were you upset? I mean...
Yeah, I was pissed. Like, I wanted to be on the team, obviously, but I mean, I wasn't playing great, but I didn't feel I was playing... Well, no, I probably wasn't playing great, but I just feel like, you know, Solheim Cup just brings something different out in myself. You know, I do really believe that I would have played well at Solheim Cup, but listen, you know, there was other players in that team that probably did deserve a pick more than me. And at the end of the day, if you're not actually in the automatic qualification, you shouldn't really expect a pick. That's kind of my attitude, is you should have got yourself, you should have played well enough to get in the automatic qualification. So, but yeah, obviously it hurt. You know, when she first called me, I said no, and then I rang her back literally probably 30 seconds later, and I was like, I'm really sorry, actually, I will do it. But, you know, I think in a situation like that, you just got to put it's an ego thing, really, and you got to put your ego aside, and, you know, I know that I can be an asset to the team. I know that I can help players on the team, even if I was playing a slightly different role, and you know what, it did give me a different perspective. It gave me a perspective of how hard the captains, the helpers, the LET staff, like, we would not be able to function as smoothly as we do without all of their help. I mean, these guys work a tremendous amount of hours, and it works so hard for us, and we're so appreciative of it, and it actually gave me a different perspective on that. And so, yeah, but I certainly was honored to play that role, but I would much rather be teeing it up inside the ropes than, like I said, you know, having a radio in my ear. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to be here this time.
Did your background in team sports maybe help you accept taking on that role than if you had just been somebody who'd been handed a golf club when they were 6 and had just been an individual and you know, not necessarily understand there's a bigger concept there?
100%. You know, I feel, you know, I'm a little bit of a different golfer in a sense. I grew up playing multiple sports. You know, a lot of these, you know, I'm not talking about, but, you know, a lot of girls in the LPGA have only just played golf. So for me, I understand what it takes to be a winning team. You know, and I do think that helps me. I think that background, you know, I only just stopped playing football at like 26. So I understand that you don't necessarily have to be the strongest on paper to win, you know, a match, a game. You know, it's a lot more to it than that. And so that's something that I do try and bring to the team. So, yeah, I mean, I do certainly think that that's one of my assets, is being able to play, you know, growing up playing multiple sports. And I think that that's where Carlotta's so strong as well. She's very similar kind of background to me. And that's why she just gets so fired up for stuff like this, because she just knows it's not necessarily who's hitting it the best, it's the one who wants it the most. And that's kind of what we're trying to get through to the team is, listen, you know, if you want it more than them, then we've got it. So, yeah, I certainly think it's an asset of mine.
Last one, and this is for all three players. Is there something about this format, as opposed to a stroke play event, that maybe brings something out in your game? You know, I heard Katrina talking about your grittiness. Leona, that was something that attracted her to you. I mean, is there something about this format in Europe that maybe allows you guys to thrive, regardless if this was some random stroke play event and we were just adding up the scores, lowest under par, team total wins?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all very passionate people. We have a lot of pride in our country, and then obviously representing Europe as well. And it's just that never say die mentality. We just really, really want to win. It doesn't matter what it is. I think if it's ping pong in the team room or whatever it is, we just all love to compete, and there's something different about that one-on-one in match play, that it's just you and that other person rather than you out in the golf course. And you just do whatever it takes, whether it's hitting. All it takes sometimes is one shot to swing that momentum and back in your direction, hold that one putt, maybe chip in something just to turn the tables a little bit. And sometimes you just have to will the ball in the hole. You might seem out of it, but you just do absolutely everything you can to try and keep yourself in it and ultimately end up on top.
You going, Charles, or?
You go.
Okay. I certainly putt better, just because I know I'm not the one hole and the one after it. So I feel like I put a little bit more aggressively, and then just let my partner just figure out the 4-footer coming back. But I think what Leona said was a great point. Like, I feel like I will the ball a little bit more than I do in a regular event. Obviously when you're in contention, you can will the ball, but it's kind of hard to get in that mentality straight off on a Thursday morning. It's just difficult. You're just trying to set yourself up for the weekend, basically, and be within contention on the back nine on Sunday. So it is slightly different format. You're certainly winning the ball in straight away from the word get-go. And that's something that I've just found just happens with a lot of players, majority of players at Solheim Cup.
Thanks, Will. Alex?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mel, you've said a couple times now that this is the strongest team. Could you, from an analysis standpoint, say why?
I think because, and this is probably going to come off incorrectly, I think it's because majority of our players play on the LPGA. Like I said, they've played against the best in the world and they're not intimidated, and then we've got Emily, who basically won everything in Europe. So, and she's still playing a certain amount of events in America. And so, all these girls, they're not scared of the American team. I think before we've had a few players who have never played against a Jess Corder, never played against a Danielle Kang, whereas these girls all have. And so that's why I feel like it is the strongest team. We've had a few rookies win already on tour. They're in this team. And I just think that goes miles. I think that the belief in the rookies, I think they're completely fearless. And that's just amazing to have in a team. And then we've obviously got the players like, Charlie, Georgia, Carlotta, who are Anna. The British Open could not have set up any better for us. Obviously I missed the cup, but a lot of these players finish in the top 10 and they're just playing great golf. And so that's why I do think that we do have the strongest team that we've ever had.
Have you ever had a chance to talk to Leona about the fact that, like in 2011, when you first played, you didn't have a great Solheim Cup, but the team won? The importance of the fact that it doesn't really matter how good or bad you play, as long as at the end of the day you're taking the cup home.
Because at the end of the day, you're a team, right? Obviously everyone has to play well at some point. There's always going to be a couple players that don't play well, but you still can manage to win the cup. It's as long as you're part of the team and you bring something to the team. That's kind of a tricky question, because it's just a funny one. You obviously want to get as many points, but nobody cares nobody cares of your record in the Solheim Cup. I couldn't even tell you my record. I couldn't even tell you Katrina's record. All I know is I've been on, a winning side twice. I can tell you that. And that's all that people matter, is whether the whole team brings the cup home. Nobody really pays attention to individual point system. They just don't. And so I think that that's important, that obviously everybody is trying their absolute best. Sometimes you're just going to come up against someone who just honestly is just playing out of their mind and just playing really, really good. You could be playing exactly the same way with somebody else and win that match 5-4. That's just match play. So at the end of the day, people only care about whether you win the cup or not. And that's something that I think is important. Give your best, but we're a team at the end of the day. And if we bring that cup home, amazing.
Did you actually feel that way after you left in 2011?
Yeah, I didn't care. We won the cup. I still managed to put points on. I didn't care. As long as the team won, obviously I try my best. It's my first Solheim Cup, whatever I won, 1 point. I think I played 4 times. 1.5 points, something like that. I don't know. But see, I don't even know. I don't know my record. So as long as the team won, I never felt like, oh, I let the team down. Like, I didn't feel anything like that. I just felt like, this is sick. We've won the cup. And I think that that's an important message to get across. It's not like I wasn't trying. Like, of course, we're all trying our absolute best. Sometimes you just come up against someone who is just unbeatable on that day, literally unbeatable. Me and Carlotta were saying today, like, we've got a pretty good record together, but we came up against the two Britneys, and they were something like 14 under, 15 under in a best ball. And we lost on the 18th. People are like, oh, they lost. I'm like, mate, we were 12 under in a best ball. Sometimes you just lose that point. At the end of the day, we're a team. There's no individuals here, in my opinion. It's, everybody has to play their part in whatever way that is. And if we bring the cup home, amazing. If we don't, we're still a team. We're still going to have that party on Monday night that we're known for. And it's still going to be one of the most memorable weeks for everybody in this team.
Thank you. That's a wrap on this press conference. Thanks, guys. We'll be with the next players shortly.
Thank you.